Hey everybody, so the question I always get is what is Pitch Black Dungeon and how do I install it? If we take a look at PBD on the Steam Workshop here, you can just scroll down here and see, indeed, there are a ton of changes to the base game. This truly is an overhaul of the base game of DD. The big ones are corpse mechanics, fallen heroes, and then of course mini bosses, which can be found in each dungeon if you dare to risk the lives of your heroes for rewards. New relationships have been designed with heroes and their abilities, resulting in new synergies, thousands of additional enemy encounters, etc., etc. It is a massive overhaul. It is one of the more rewarding and more challenging experiences I've played in Darkest Dungeon. I really highly recommend it if you've played any of the base game thus far, and the question is, how the hell do I install it? So the first thing you're going to want to do is click on the link below the video and get to the Steam Workshop. Click on ElementFive's PBD stream mods and check out this list. You're going to want to subscribe to each of these items, and then the load order in which you load them in game is very, very important. Now, you don't have to play with all these things installed, but there are a few of them that you absolutely must have in order for PBD to work. And if you do have certain things installed, like the Shieldbreaker DLC, you're going to want to make sure that you have the Pitch Black Dungeon compatibility patch here. Now, once you subscribe to those mods in the Steam Workshop or downloaded them from whatever mod workshop you use, you're going to want to boot the game and start a new Darkest run. Now, it's totally okay to use any of the DLC, again, as long as you get the compatibility patches for the PBD versions of that DLC. Now, make sure you start a Darkest run because that is what PBD is based off of. You cannot patch Pitch Black Dungeon into your already running Radiant game, for example, okay? It's going to require you to have the right setup of mods and that you started on a fresh Darkest playthrough. Once you've done that, come on over here to the side, make sure you've enabled the DLC that you want here, whatever you intend to play with, and then come over here to the mods list. Now, looking at our mods list here, you'll notice that there is a hierarchy. There's an importance in the order in which you load these mods, and we need to go over this very briefly here. If you want to play with Crimson Court compatibility, you start with BRC right up here at the top. Then we have Claire's Collection of Curiosities for Pitch Black Dungeon. This is Claire DeLune's own trinket mod, which she developed and balanced for PBD. It's a lot of fun, adds a little bit of variety to the trinkets in the game. We've enjoyed that a hell of a lot. The Collector is Coming to Hell is a reskin for the holidays from Dusty, who skinned the Collector to be a little bit more like Santa. Then we have, this is the important thing, then we have the PBD versions of all the different class mods, okay? So the PBD version of the Thrall, the Hollow, the Seraph, any of these modded classes you want to play, make sure the PBD versions are then loaded first. Under the PBD versions of these class mods, then you have their extras, the Crimson Court trinkets, the instantaneous town event mods, all that good stuff. And then finally, right underneath those, the actual base class mods. So now you see Marvin Sayo's Lamia class mod, Marvin Sayo's Thrall class mod, the Tusk, etc., the Twilight Knight. So as long as there is a PBD compatibility patch for a modded class, you load that at the top, then their extra stuff, and then the actual base mod of that class. This is the important bit here. Then you want to have the Pitch Black Dungeon Districts patch, the Flagellant patch, or Flagellant, the Shieldbreaker patch, and then finally PBD, the newest version at the very, very bottom. After that, it doesn't really matter if you want to load any aesthetics, any skins, you can load them here in any order. But the biggest thing, just as a run through real quickly here, is that you've got the BRC and Claire's at the top, then you have the base, you have the PBD versions of these classes here, then you have their extras in the middle, then finally the base version of those class mods right before the districts, the Flagellant, the Shieldbreaker, and then finally PBD at the bottom. Finally, you know that Pitch Black Dungeon has installed correctly if you get into game, open your inventory, and you see this row of journals here. Journals are not only worth 500 gold a piece in Pitch Black Dungeon, but a lot of times they function as the tutorial text for the tutorial missions in PBD. Definitely do not skip the tutorial missions. Take a look at this stuff, appreciate it, learn it, take it home with you. Take home the cash, get it into your bones, learn how this game works. It is punishing, it is brutal, it is a lot to adapt to, but again, it is one of the more entertaining and rewarding experiences I've had in Darkest Dungeon, and I sincerely hope you enjoy it. Oh, I'm nervous about this thing. I gotta. We have to go snake and hit this cannon. If we had landed that stun, we would have had a guarantee here. This has, you guys, this has 70% reduction of damage. 9 health, 11 health left. I don't think we can kill it. Okay, hold on. So you guys are also saying... we could shoot this, hope that it does good damage, then we could use the Lamia pull. The problem with the Lamia pull, okay? The problem with the Lamia pull, it could just go to rank 3. If it goes to rank 3, I can't hit here. She can't hit it. Everything has to kill the cannon, or we could potentially lose this entire group. All of us have to go cannon right now, and we have to do 11 damage. We have to do 11 damage. It has 6 health.
Gnawing uncertainty.
Hit it very hard.
The birthplace of dread.